Failed again. Shadowita here. Now, I said I was going to do an update when I got any more news. Well, apparently we've got some breaking news in the last 10 minutes or so. I had to sort myself out.
Let's just bring you some breaking news we're getting actually from the Polish foreign minister has said that a Russian-produced rocket fell on the Polish village of Shevardov at 3:40 local time. So the Poles are saying it was a Russian-produced rocket which fell on this Polish village. The very latest.
I've heard. I was watching. I went on a couple of other streams tonight. Someone on the chat was saying it was something like an S-300 Soviet-made anti-air missile, but that's not confirmed. Polish are saying it's a Russian-made missile, but we know that the Ukrainians have been using Russian-made or Soviet missiles, Soviet-era missiles that were left in their stockpile. But I also, on the counter to that, I suppose I hear they've been getting a load of anti-air stuff from the West. So, don't know.
From them, it says it has summoned the Russian ambassador. So the Russian ambassador has now been summoned. This makes it a very serious situation. Confirmation.
The Russian ambassador has been. They think it's serious enough to have summoned the Russian ambassador.
From the Polish government that a Russian-made rocket fell on this village. Well, let's get the latest now from the UK Prime Minister.
I still think it's more likely that it's a Russian missile that was knocked out of the sky, which unfortunately fell into Poland.
Who has responded in the last 10 minutes or so. He tweeted, "I've just spoken with the Foreign Secretary and the Defence Secretary. We are urgently looking into reports of a missile strike in Poland and will support our allies as they establish what has happened. We are also coordinating with our international partners, including NATO." Meanwhile, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called the incident a significant escalation.
Hitting missiles on NATO territory. This is a Russian missile attack on collective security. This is a very significant escalation. We must act. And I want to say now to all our Polish brothers and sisters, Ukraine will always support you. Terror will not break free. Victory is possible that when there is no fear. You and I don't have it.
President Joe Biden would have been woken up in Bali at the G20 summit. He has now spoken to the Polish President Andrzej Duda, offering his country's full support in their probe into the blast which killed 2 people. President Biden offered full US support for and assistance with Poland's investigation, the White House said after the pair spoke. NATO allies are investigating unconfirmed reports the explosion was caused by stray Russian missiles. That does appear to have now been superseded by the latest from the Polish government. Let's see then how tomorrow's newspapers are.
Okay, forget about it. So, update. It does look like it was Russian missiles. And the Russian ambassador has been called in to the Polish government. Oh fuck. This looks a little more serious. But, as I said, I don't think it was a targeted strike. Not yet. Not my gathering is that it's likely to be either the Soviet missile, the S-300, whatever it was, the Soviet-made missile, anti-air missile, or it was a Russian missile that had been knocked off course by anti-air, or a software issue. I'm telling you, if it was a software issue, it just goes to show how bad the Russian military really is, how bad Russian tech really is. It's quite funny, but not at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, I said I would come up with an update. Yeah. It seems, and I will continue to update. I will continue to stay on this. It seems like it was a Russian missile after all. The Russians are confirming that it was a Russian. The Polish are confirming it's a Russian-made missile. It doesn't mean to say, however, that it's a targeted strike. Keep that in mind. Keep level heads, guys. This has been my dog Specky, being Shadow Week. Bless the Thursday, everyone. Good evening. Good night.